Okay, so today I am doing my weekly vlog covering everything that went on between the 17th to the 23rd of September 2023. I used to call these reading vlogs because all I spoke about in the past with these vlogs was reading, but now I branch out and talk about other things as well as reading. Don't worry, I will still talk about what I've read in the past week. I'll just be doing that a little later on in the video. First of all, for those of you who don't know, I work in customer service in a call center, and I'm on a rotating roster. And so this past week, my hours were incredibly ridiculous compared to what I'm used to. So, yeah, it was quite a bit of an adjustment. I was working from 11:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and it just felt really weird because even though we're on a rotating roster, I usually work either from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So to suddenly be working 11:30 to 7:30 really threw me off. But after the first couple of days, I kind of got used to it, and my body clock got used to it as well, and then I found some time still to read after work, which was really nice. And then I found out that this upcoming week, I'm working from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. again, so now I really just have to rush to get my body clock back to where it was. I mean, it is what it is. It is the life of someone who works a rotating roster. They are so much fun. Alright, speaking of things that are actually fun, let's talk about what I've been watching lately. Okay, so as I have advised you all recently, I have been watching a number of different TV shows, and then I kind of shortened that list to 2 shows, and they were Gilmore Girls and Murder, She Wrote. So, in this past week, I completed season 3 of Gilmore Girls, and yeah, really enjoyed it. I've started making little notes for myself over on my Discord server, which is where I'm, crossing off where I'm up to with these shows, to remind me of what each season's era of Gilmore Girls is. And so season 3, if you have seen the series, was all about Dean and Jess leaving and Lane's band starting up. So yeah, it was an interesting season. So I finished that, and season 3 ends with the announcement that Lorelai and Suki are going to be running their own inn, the Dragonfly, which had me really excited for season 4. So really enjoyed season 3, and then I switched over to Murder, She Wrote and watched episode 1 and 2 of season 5 of Murder, She Wrote. And I have to say, I just really wasn't in the mood to keep watching Murder, She Wrote. Not that I'm saying Murder, She Wrote is a bad show or that I didn't enjoy episodes 1 and 2. I just need to be in the mood to watch it. So rather than continuing to watch something that I just wasn't in the mood for at that point in time, I switched back to Gilmore Girls and watched the first 6 episodes of season 4, and I am very much enjoying it at the moment. So we have, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but we have the announcement of which school Rory is going to go to for her college experience, and we find that out towards the end of season 3, and so part of season 4 is Rory experiencing her first year at college, and the other part is, of course, with Lorelai, Suki, and Michelle going through the beginning stages of the Dragonfly Inn. And yeah, really, really still very much enjoying Gilmore Girls, and yeah, enjoying myself there. But then, my friends, something compelled me. I don't know what it was, but something compelled me to do a bit of research outside of these 2 shows because I just wanted to mix things up for one night, and watch something different. And I found out that one of my favorite all-time reality show competitions in Australia, the Australian version, had not only started season 2, but had completed it, and I stopped everything and fully binged that show. And that show is called The Traitors. I love this show. If you are someone who loves watching the strategic side of reality show competitions, you must watch The Traitors. It is nothing but strategy. And I've spoken in other videos about how With Australian reality TV show competitions, sometimes we spend too much time with filler, not with the traders. The traders, even in Australia, is all strategy. So very quickly, the main premise, for those of you who don't know, of the traders is we start with a certain number of people that are sequestered into a mansion. In season 2 of Australian Traders, there were 20 people chosen to play this game, and on the very first day, no matter what season it is, everyone sits at this round table and they all put on some form of a blindfold. 3 people are tapped on the shoulder, and those 3 people are going to become the traitors. Everyone else by default is a faithful. And the purpose of the game is for the faithful to work out who the traitors are. There are challenges that take place as well, and these challenges help to up the kitty of the cash prize that the winner will walk away with. But ultimately, the point is for the faithful to work out who the traitors are, and every night there is a banishment where everyone gets to vote to send someone home, looking to send home a traitor. And after that banishment, the traitors themselves commence in Traitors Tower to commit a metaphorical murder where they get to elect someone, a faithful, to send home for whatever reason that they want. The rule for the end of the show is that if 3 faithfuls make it to the end, then those faithfuls can decide what they want to do, if they want to keep playing or share the prize money that's been accumulated. But if a traitor makes it to the final 3, whether it be 1 or more, then that or those traitors will steal all the money from the faithful. This season, season 2 of Australia, is the best one I've seen. I've seen season 1 of Australian Traders and season 1 of US Traders. I preferred season 1 of US Traders, but season 2 of Australian Traders is the best one ever, and you have to watch it. And this is me promoting an Australian show, and I don't do that. That's how good it was. Oh my gosh, this was fantastic. You've got to watch it if you can. All right. That is the TV show update. Now let's get on to my reading. Okay, I read 3 books this week, and the first book that I finished, was this book, Reached, by Ali Condé. This is book 3 of 3 in the Matched trilogy, which helped me to cross that series off my SAS list. It is a YA dystopian book and series. And I gave this particular final book in the series 4 stars. So the premise of this third and final book is that after leaving the society and desperately searching for each other and the rising, Kesha and Kai have found what they are looking for, but at the cost of losing each other yet again. But nothing is as predicted, and all too soon the veil lifts and things shift once again. In the gripping conclusion to the best-selling Matched trilogy, Kasha, Kai, and Xander return to the society to save the one thing they have been denied for so long, the power to choose. And so to my thoughts, so this one was a multi-perspective following Kesha, our main character, and Sorta, and Archivist, Xander, the medic, and Kai, a member of the Air Force. I really appreciated having the multi-perspective, as for the most part, I did not enjoy Kasha's perspective. Kai and Xander go through some really interesting things in the book, and this made the conclusion rather thrilling. However, towards the end, the last 10 chapters, I started getting really confused. We go back in time and back to the present so much that my head was spinning, and at one point I didn't even know where we were in time. Fortunately, Wikipedia had a summary, so I was able to glean what I needed to from that. All in all, it was a good conclusion, and while it did end open-ended, I can see what Condé was going for. I deducted a star for the majority of Kasha's perspective, half a star, and the confusing moments towards the end, half a star, and settled on 4 stars. All in all, an okay series, and I would highly recommend it to anyone not reading another dystopian at the same time, as I was reading The Ugliest Quartet by Scott Westerfeld at the same time, and the two had many similarities, so it was hard to remember which series was which at times, and I ultimately gave Reached by Ali Condé 4 stars. The next book that I finished was this book, which is Death of a Wedding Cake Baker by Lee and Hollis. This is an adult cozy mystery and is book number 11 of 16 in the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery series, and I have now reached a record because I have read more books in the Lee and Hollis series than I have in any other series at all. Amanda Flower's Amish Candy Shop series was the most amount of books in the series that I'd read until this book in this series. So yeah, I love this series so much as a whole, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I had some problems with book 4 and I think also with book 6, but when you have issues with 2 books in so far an 11 book series that I've read, 11 books, really it's next to nothing, and I highly recommend the series as a whole. For those of you who don't know, the basic premise of the series is that we follow Hayley Powell, who is a single mother who writes a column for their local newspaper called the Island Times is the name of the newspaper she writes for, and she writes the Island Times Food and Cocktail column. And in those columns, which are pieced and parceled, dispersed throughout each novel, you have Hayley starting off that column talking about something that she had experienced, and then she finds a way to relate that to a cocktail as well as a food recipe that you get at the end of each cocktail, at the end of each recipe, at the end of each cocktail, indeed, at the end of each recipe, at the end of each column. I can't talk right now. Okay, saying that one more time. With each Island Times Food and Cocktail column, you have Hayley Powell discussing something that she had gone through that she then links to a cocktail and food recipe that comes at the end of the column. Why was that so hard to say? Anyway, I love the series so much, and the premise of this one is that Liddy, which is Hayley Powell's one of Hayley Powell's best friend, is getting married. The wedding is the talk of the town in Bar Harbor, Maine, including snide gossip about the age gap between the bride and her groom, local lawyer Sonny Lipton. But the cruelty of the comments is nothing compared to the nasty wedding cake baker, Liddy's quarrelsome cousin Lisa. So when the belligerent baker is found face down in a 3-tier cake, the victim of a poisoned slice, there are more suspects in town than names on the guest list. With Sonny getting cold feet, Liddy getting hot under the frilly collar of her wedding gown, and a killer possibly crashing the ceremony, Hayley vows to solve the crime before her best friend walks down the aisle. So to my thoughts on this one, and I enjoyed it. As I have pretty much all the books in the series, the mystery was intriguing, the reveal was good, and the Island Times Food and Cocktail columns Hayley Powell writes still continue to bring me joy. I love all the characters and still love seeing them all. The ending had me a little upset, but then it ended on a cliffhanger that had me very, very happy, and I cannot wait for the next one. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I can't say what the cliffhanger is because it's book 11 and it's a cliffhanger, so double whammy there that it's definitely a spoiler. But this thing happened. I'm going to try to say this spoiler-free. This thing happened right at the end, from the second last page onwards, where I went, no, 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 I don't like this. I don't want this thing to happen. And then suddenly, in the last 2 sentences, something happened that upended that whole thing, and now I'm very, very, very happy, and I need to read number 13, which is Death of a Blueberry Tart. Death of a Blueberry Tart. Cannot wait to read that one. Can't wait to find out what's happening with that twist that happened in the last 2 sentences of the book. Lee and Hollis, you cannot do this to me. I gave it 4.5 stars. And the final book that I read in this past week was this book, Murders and Metaphors by Amanda Flower. This is book number 3 of 5 in the Magical Bookshop Cozy Mystery series. It's an adult cozy mystery, and I gave this book 4 stars. So the premise of this book is that January means ice wine season in the Niagara Falls region, but the festivities leave charming books owner Violet Waverley cold. Still reeling from a past heartbreak who will be present at the annual Midnight Grape Harvest Festival, and no magic in the world or incantation powerful enough could get Violet to attend. But Grandma Daisy, an omniscient force all on her own, informs Violet that she's already arranged for the mystical charming books to host celebrities sommelier, that is hard to say together, celebrity sommelier, Belinda Perkins' book signing at the party. Little do either Waverley women know, the Ice Wine Festival will turn colder still when Violet finds Belinda in the middle of the frozen vineyard with a grape harvest knife protruding from her chest. Okay, so to my thoughts, I was shocked by the reveal and wonder what this will do for the remainder of the series. The book itself overall was good. I enjoyed the moments with Emerson the cat the most, who you can see on the cover, but have grown to love Violet as a character as well as her grandmother Daisy. I'm looking forward to reading the next book, not only to see Violet, Emerson and Daisy again, but also to see the impact this reveal has on the rest of the series, and I gave this book 4 stars. Honestly, my monthly wrap for the month of September is going to be filled with 4 stars. Anyway, so those are the books that I read in this past week. Let's talk about what I'm currently reading. And so the book that I am currently reading is this book, Verse and Vengeance by Amanda Flower. This is book number 4 of 5 in that same series, the Magical Bookshop Mystery Series. And yeah, so I can answer that question that I had, which was, you know, the reveal and of book 3 and how it was going to affect book 4. Yeah, actually, it hasn't been too bad at all. I don't really have any complaints. So to say it hasn't been too bad is probably the wrong words. It's been great. I'm really enjoying the book. It's flowed rather well since that reveal, and I thought there might be some bumps in the road along the way because of the reveal in book 3. But no, everything seems to be rather seamless, and I'm enjoying it for that fact. I am just about at the end of chapter 19 of 43. So I'm getting there. I'm nearly halfway through, basically. So that's good. I would like to finish this book off by Sunday night, and then look forward to 2 other books that I plan to read during the rest of the final week of September. So let's take a look at those books that I do plan to read. So obviously I want to finish Verse and Vengeance by Amanda Flower, and then after that I'm going to pick up Crimes and Covers by Amanda Flower, which is book number 5 in that same series. I was purposefully saving these books so I could read 3, 4 and 5 in a row, just to me so it would seem like one long book and make it easier to complete the series. And so far, being halfway through those 3 books that I'm reading, I'm really happy with that decision. So I'm looking forward to reading Crimes and Covers. Once I finish that book, I will have completed the Magical Bookshop series and can cross it off my SAS list. And then after that, I'm very excited to pick up this book, which you might see, or you will see actually, on my October TBR, but I have time, so I'm going to read it in September, which is this book, Fearless by Yelena Dokic. This is an adult memoir, and I just cannot wait to get onto this book. I read Unbreakable by Yelena Dokic, which was her first memoir. I think it was early this year or late last year, one of the two. And so I talk more about these 2 books in my TBR video for October, so I won't talk too much about it here to save time. But yeah, suffice to say, I am very much looking forward to reading Fearless and cannot wait. So very, very excited for all of my books. Excited to finish Verse and Vengeance, excited to start and finish Crimes and Covers, and very excited to start and finish Fearless. So it's going to be an amazing reading week for me. As far as TV watching, I will probably continue on with Gilmore Girls unless I get in the mood to watch Murder, She Wrote, and then I will watch Murder, She Wrote. But I finished Traitors, so I don't have any more of that to watch, unfortunately. Now I'm waiting. USA, can we get season 2 of The Traitors, please? I'm waiting patiently. Alright, but that is where I am going to leave it. I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Whether you are watching something or whether you are reading something, please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. Bye, everyone!